Or has it got it?
There we go.
Oh,
Hi there, CJ here at knvc.org, and we have a few guests today to visit with us and chat with us. And we have Phil today. Come on, wave. Oh, there he is. And then we have Faith. Go ahead and wave. And Tamara, come on over and just wave to everyone. She's learning a little bit about how we do our podcasts, and we're a few minutes away 6 minutes to be exact, before we do our next radio cast from 12 to 12:30. And so this is our new location, and the street address is 449 West King at Division. And it's really cool. It's very open compared to our other place at the Adams House, which I miss, but new things are happening. And so we're almost ready. How many more minutes?
We got, still about 6 minutes.
Okay. Oh, still about 6 minutes.
Sorry, I paused time for a minute.
More or less.
Yeah. Give or take. Yeah. We'll go on the radio. And
producers have an hour, huh?
So.
Oh, yeah.
Director, engineer, whatever.
I got new glasses. It is really important because when I was sick, I lost my peripheral vision both on the left side and the right side, and I still can't drive, so don't see me behind the wheel driving, okay? I still can't drive, but at least I can see people now, and that's a huge transition for me. So I'm going to say the optometrist was a god, because really I couldn't see anything until I went to see her, and I have 3 different pairs of glasses to be able to wear to see things right now, and that's a product of having a stroke. So anyway, no, Phil didn't do it to me, so
I didn't do it.
So we're going to be a little bit quiet in a couple more minutes, and then we'll go live. Thanks. So nobody needs to be quiet yet. So.
Yep, this is where you spill all of your darkest secrets.
Oh, goodness.
The behind the scenes.
Yeah. Is this on right? Is this scrolling right?
Yeah, whatever works for you. It looks
okay. And Faith is going to talk to us about living benefits. And did you know anything about the rule of 72? Well, I had to learn the hard way. So I invited her to come visit us and chat with us a little bit while we're on the air. And you might even get a little bit of an edumacation.
Edumacation. I love
edumacation.
Some of the things we should have all learned in high school.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, we should have learned in high school, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
Yeah, I don't even remember that part.
That's all I learned.
I think I got a checkbook and how to budget a checkbook, and that was it.
He learned more than I did. Okay.
¿Cuántos años tienes? Remember that.
No, didn't pay attention in that class either. I'm like, I'm not going to use it. Yeah, no. I think the most I learned was how to write a resume. And that's a good one. Yep. But that's because I was in a separate class for it. I had to join that class. And then how to balance a checkbook. And I think I used it like once or twice. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do it.
Don't forget how to type, but balancing the checkbook.
I put you in when you fail Algebra 1.
Oh, okay.
You fail pre-algebra.
Okay. And then they're like, now we're just going to teach you how to do a checkbook.
We're going to teach you how to write a checkbook.
Yeah. And I actually
the simplest thing.
reconciled my aunt's bank account because she could never do it. And I told her when I moved from New Orleans out to Nevada, I said, okay, Aunt Bibi, you got to learn how to do this. And I had to show her how to do it. And now she's a pro.
There you go.
So, yeah.
All right. We got about 2 minutes.
Okay. You got your PSAs ready?
Oh, no.
Huh?
That's right. I'm the one with the eyeballs here.
Yes, but give it time. Give it time.
Give it time and I won't have eyeballs?
You'll be able to see things. So So I couldn't even see a screen. It was like screaming sunlight in my eyes.
Are you able to read? Or
I can read, but it's very difficult to see anything that's moving like on a
Everybody just joining
TV.
us here. We are at the station at KNBC 95.1 Carson City. And,
Where is everybody?
And then
Hi.
there's CJ.
Hi.
And here's our guest. I don't want to give away anything yet because
Okay.
this you got to hear it on the radio. So, mystery guest.
Mystery guest. See, this is
Is
just
that
like,
my Ellie or is that my Marley? I can never tell by the little tiny pictures here. I think that's Marley.
So say hi to everybody. Send kisses. Mwah.
Come on. I'm pretty sure it's just my daughter watching right now. So.
Okay.
oh, how cute.
It's all right. It's all
I
good.
love it. She's like, my dad's on. I gotta go listen.
Yeah, this is on live, so like when you're on TikTok live, it's like you get that brief moment that everybody's just going
Yep.
like every once in a while, like wait, pull that back.
I know that person.
That's my dad.
Right? Pause.
Hi, baby. I'm talking to my daughter, not the other person who just joined me.
He's too funny. Did you want to come over and sit and chat? Okay.
Okay.
Mine were
Get
yesterday.
ready.
Okay.
3 or 4. 3.
Nice chill music.
And in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hello, everybody. It is 12 o'clock on a Thursday, which means it is time for Carson Rural Communities with CJ Gildner and me, Phil Woolley.
Well, hello, Mr. Phil. How are you?
Good, because I got your mic on first try. I like this new setup.
You did good, didn't you?
I'm feeling good.
Do we need to do whiteout on the table so you know which number?
Well, I mean, it is a little more clearly taken out, or clearly marked with the little blue tapes here. So
Oh, that's good. Great. Well, I had a friend of mine come over and visit me, Faith Giurlani, and you and I have talked a couple of times about things people don't like to talk about. One of them would be living benefits, and Faith has enlightened me so much on how it's used. And people say living benefits, yeah, but really, honestly, if you had to use it, you would say thank you. But so I asked Faith to come visit me and come talk a little bit about that, and maybe even that other thing, the thing called the rule of 72, that we don't get that education in school, and they kind of go hand in hand. And Faith was kind enough to come over and visit me here at our new radio station. And so, Faith, what can you tell us that everyone should know about living benefits?
Well, there's a lot about living benefits, but I mean, typically when people think about it, they're like, oh, isn't that just life insurance? Well, no, not necessarily, because life insurance only is there if you pass away. Now, living benefits help you if you have things while you're living. So chronic illness, critical illness, terminal illness, long-term care, that kind of thing. If you were on the episode last week with Miss CJ, you heard about her having one of these triggering factors to a living benefit. She had a critical illness, which is a stroke. So living benefits can protect you and your family in the sense that if something like that happens, you have that protection that you need to make sure that your family can still live the life that they want to live while you are dealing with those things that are happening. You can pull a portion of that benefit to pay your bills, pay the medical expenses, and whatever may be coming up during that time of need if there is a qualifying event. So it really does help cover that medical bills that will come up like you had with your glasses and things that you need now.
Yes.
And then the loss of income, if there is an income loss and you can no longer work because of that illness. And then also if there are any caregiver costs that come about from it.
Wow. So someone who has a heart attack, or can you can you kind of name a couple of things? Like, obviously, we already said I had a stroke a few weeks ago, and so that was a life-changing event for me.
Yeah.
And what else could there be involved with living benefits? Because I really wanted Phil to know about this.
Yeah.
So
okay, well, we're teaching today. Phil wants to know. All right. So, I mean, stroke, obviously, heart attack, cancer, any kind of critical things that happen that can trigger you to go to the hospital immediately, and your family needs those types of benefits. Obviously, there are restrictions to it, but living benefits are huge if something happens to your family. So, for example, my husband had gotten sick a period of time ago. If he would have had living benefits, he was our breadwinner. We would have had money for our family to be able to pay the bills while he was out in the hospital. So those living benefits can not only help the individual that's going through the experience, but also help the family while they're going through that hard time.
Yes, and the family was going through a lot when it happened to me.
Yes, exactly. And it's a lot for your family. They have to deal with all the travel, all the new medications that come up, all the doctor's visits, all the transportation, everything that comes about. These are all brand new expenses. Yes. And if that was an income earner, those expenses don't necessarily have an income to pay for them. That's because that income is now shut off.
That's right.
Right? Because if you have a job and you stop working, your income is off until you are back at work, or you start collecting disability. However, disability takes time, takes a while, right? Yep. So you could be going through that whole struggling time with your family and have access to nothing because you have to wait for that disability to actually hit. So this is something that can give you the benefit that you need immediately rather than waiting for that.
So one of the questions that I was asking Phil is if the employer provides any kind of life insurance to the employee. You know, he can't really say, but not all employers participate in that kind of program during the employer-employee relationship. Right. And so I had asked how, did the company provide you anything? And that's when I started my conversation, when I probably should have kept my mouth shut. But I thought, well, maybe an employee needs to hear this in a different way, because thank goodness that the employer is kind enough to any employer to provide any kind of life benefits to the employee. Yeah. And so how does that work?
So, I mean, a lot of companies do provide these kinds of things. However, they don't educate on them. So there is low participation from employees. So some companies have life insurance, which they usually offer at a group term, which is like a $10,000 life insurance policy, $50,000. You can always up it and pay a little bit extra. It's very cheap through jobs because a lot of times it's a group term policy.
A group policy.
So you have it while you're with the employer. However, when you leave the employer, that stays with the employer unless you pay the extra to move it into your own plan, which is typically a larger amount of money per month. And that's when you want to start thinking about having your own personal coverage with things like living benefits, because a lot of times through employers, yes, you can get things like disability, you can get accident insurance, things like that, but that doesn't necessarily cover things that would be covered within living benefits. So there are insurance policies out there that have the death benefit to protect your family tax-free if you pass away, but they also have living benefit riders on there. So some of them could be critical, chronic, terminal. There could be long-term care riders on there. Long-term care is huge. Nobody thinks about it until it's too late.
No, because we're all going to live forever.
Right. But long-term care...
I was just lucky.
Long-term care is a huge expense that comes about when it is needed. And it can be upwards of like $120,000 a year for a private place. If you're going to a non-private where you're with other people, that's about $90,000 a year. So,
that's a lot.
And I mean, even assisted living facilities, those are in the $40,000 range. How many people even make that much money per year? Right?
That's a lot. I believe just recently, a friend of mine's mother was paying $6,000 a month for long-term care.
Yep, that's about right. Yep.
About $6,000 a month, and that's just an estimate. She just went off a list of things that she knew the care was going to be.
Right.
It doesn't include some of the other things that you do to care for your mother.
Well, and there's medical expenses and all the other things that get added onto it. And so, I mean, really, a lot of the things that you want to think about and why living benefits are important is because 60% of bankruptcies are tied to medical bills.
Yes.
Those medical bills are huge. They are expensive. And then long-term care costs, like you said, can reach between $4,000 and $8,000 a month.
That's a lot.
It's huge. A lot of families aren't prepared for that. And when it hits, they're not ready for it.
No, they're not ready.
So it creates a lot of financial struggles within families if they don't have that preparation already in place.
That's right.
Because if you think about it, living benefits essentially turns that life insurance into a safety net that you can use when life happens, not just when death happens. So you can use it while you're still living, but you experience something critical.
When life happens.
When life happens.
Yes.
Exactly.
Life does happen.
And life does happen.
Yeah.
And you never know when it's going to happen. So
it happened.
you want to make sure that you're protected. But I mean, you think about it, we protect our cars, we protect our phones, we protect our homes, we protect all these things except for our lives.
And because protecting the home, the car, the motorcycle, the boat, all of those things that are being protected are statutory.
Right.
They're required.
Yeah.
You're required to have automobile insurance. You're required to have that boat insurance.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy your home, you're required to have the homeowner's insurance.
Well, you'll get fined if you don't have life.
Exactly. So yeah. So,
not life insurance,
health insurance.
Health insurance,
yeah, health
right.
insurance.
And as well as health insurance, all of that's statutory versus the choice.
Yes.
You have the choice.
Yes.
And so I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about the rule of 72?
Yeah.
Do you have any pictures or anything?
Yeah. I don't have pictures because we are on the radio, but I will try my best to make this a picturesque talk.
Okay.
So there is something called the rule of 72, and this is a little bit outside of the realm of living benefits, but it does kind of explain to you why it is important to have things in place. So the rule of 72 kind of explains how compounding interest works in the good way, but also in the bad way. So I know a lot of us know the bad way, right? Yeah. So credit cards and that kind of fun stuff. But if you take the number 72 and you divide that by your rate of return, that's how long it takes for your money to double. Typical bank accounts are probably just a regular checking account, probably around a 0.050% rate of return. Not that much, right? It's just sitting there doing nothing. That's when you see that little check come in the mail from your bank and you get $1. That's what that is, okay? Yep. So there are, let's just say you're lucky. You get a 1% rate of return. If you do the rule of 72, it's going to take 72 years for your money to double. So let's say you're 29 years old and you got 10 grand in your account. You're finally going to have 20 grand by age 101. Isn't that exciting?
101?
That's something to look forward to.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
When does Social Security kick in?
I know. But, I mean, there are things out there. There's high yield savings accounts, things like that. Those are averaging a 4% rate of return. So that 4% rate of return now doubles every 18 years. So that 10 grand at age 29 is now up to 40 grand by age 65. So that's a little bit better. Still taking time, but a little bit better. There are things out there that can get a 10% or higher. Okay, if you're looking at a 10% rate of return, kind of in the stock market or things that work within the stock market, right? There are different kinds of things you can utilize, but at that 10% rate of return, it's going to double every 7.2 years. So that 10 grand at age 29 is now $640,000 by age 72 because you put your money in the right place. That is the power of compounding interest.
Is that awesome?
Yeah, I just always thought compounding interest was a bad word.
No, It could be a very good word. And that's why we try to provide the financial education and awareness, because a lot of people aren't aware of how you can put your money places and save it for yourself. They're only aware of borrowing money from others and paying them what you could potentially be saving. So typical credit cards, 26%, 28% interest rate right now. They're higher, especially right now. Now, at a 28% interest rate, my math might be a little off because I'm doing it off of my memory, but every 2 years, if you don't pay off that debt, they're collecting double what you have on there.
Wow.
Think about that. So we could use my car payment as an example, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you didn't pay it for 2 years, then they're collecting that from you.
Yes.
Instead of you putting your money somewhere and experiencing that compounding interest and growth for yourself.
So then, all right. So just say like hypothetically speaking, let's say that I was not good at saving anything ever and had
A lot of us.
Yeah, zero knowledge.
A lot of us.
Like, okay, what's step one?
So step one, we always do a financial needs analysis because we always want to figure out where you are and what makes sense for you financially. We go over your budget, your income, your expenses.
So step one, know how much money you
know how much money you have coming in and how much money you have going out.
Debt to income ratio.
Debt to income ratio. So we figure that out. We go into the income and the expenses and figure that out. Once we figure out how much there is left, if there's any left, then we work our way towards savings. Now, if we see that there's very little left or nothing left and it's negative, then we look at that budget and we figure out, do we need all these things on here?
Yeah, for example, you don't need a $7 coffee every single day on your way to go to work, right? So that's just a slight bit of self-control, right?
Well, now I hear that being said quite a bit with a lot of financial gurus and such.
Yes.
And they're just like, oh, just one less trip to Disney World this summer and something like that. But then, like, I take it back to my reality where, like, I'm not going to say how much I make on the radio, but it ain't much.
Yeah.
And on the radio pays nothing. So, I mean, in my situation, like, it's just, you're shuffling bills. Like, okay, do I pay electric this month? Do I pay mortgage this month?
Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly. And it's like,
who wants that?
Now, however, my wife has gotten into this really cool spreadsheet. She did some seminar, and she's got this really cool spreadsheet that works some sort of witchcraft magic that I don't know what. And she's doing a really good job of shuffling these things. And I think she is actually starting to save a little bit towards savings. So I think that we're finally reaching that step one point where we finally have a little bit squirreled away that we can finally start doing something with if we don't get back into it.
Yeah, but it was a matter of her finding that budget.
It was, absolutely.
And her writing everything down and seeing the breakdown of where the money goes and finding those spots where you can cut. Do I need all these subscriptions? Which one do I use the most?
Yeah, I don't really need to order from Temu. Okay?
Right. Which one? And then Amazon.
Well, in our case, I don't think that we were had so much to cut out as we had to just organize.
And organizing is huge because if you have income coming in certain days only, you need to make sure that you have your bills allocated on the days to where you can actually pay them all. So I've worked with clients where we're like, okay, well, all your bills are coming out of the first of the month. That's not going to work for you financially. So let's try and change those due dates so that it's staggered throughout the month so that now you're going to see a little bit extra every week that you get paid.
You start earmarking your paycheck money.
Yes.
For this and that.
You allocate it towards those specific bills so that you can actually see the extra money. Now, when that extra money is there, depending on the financial situation, we choose, does it go towards debt? Does it go towards emergency fund? Do you get yourself coverage? Depending on the situation, figures out what things we put in place. But we always say pay yourself first. Because even if you're paying off debt, if you're not paying yourself first, you're going to end up in the same cycle and same situation where you're going to end up in debt again because you're going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul, right? So if you are paying off debt, you need to put money away towards your emergency savings as well, preferably in a higher rate of return account because it's growing, right? So even if you start out with $10, you start there and you work your way up. Once you don't feel that $10, then you go to $20.
It's a starting point.
It's a starting point.
Yep.
And that's the way it works because you have to make sure that you don't feel that hit. So you start out slow and you work your way up. Savings is a muscle. It's not something easy to do. You have to gain that muscle tone to be able to use it appropriately.
Is that cool?
So as you slowly just keep adding more, like, okay, it's been 2 months, $10, I haven't even noticed it. Let's move it up to 20. Have it be an automatic deduction, just like your bills are. Every first, I take away $20 a month and put it into my savings account, and I don't even see it. It's not even affecting me. Then you just keep upping it to those points where it's comfortable. So then if we're able to educate adults and individuals on this, then those adults are now able to pass it down to their children. And now they're teaching their children straight out the gate, okay, make sure you put money in your emergency savings first and then worry about your other bills, because now you're teaching your kids to build their own fund instead of borrowing funds. So I'm not saying credit isn't important. It is. You do need it to be able to get things like homes and whatnot.
Credit scores.
Credit scores are very important. However, You want to make sure that you're using that credit. Say, I'm going to buy groceries and then I'm going to pay it off at the end of the month. My grocery budget is $500 a month. Only spend $500 a month on that credit card and I will pay it off with this paycheck. You want to pay it off every month because not only is that going to look good on your credit, but it's not going to get you that interest rate, which is what we all want to avoid. But if you leave it on there,
the longer it sits, the more you pay on it.
There's a lot of people that are paying their minimum on their credit card. Guess what that's paying for, guys?
I'll confess.
That's just the interest rate.
I did not know. And I was doing that too years and years ago.
Yep.
And just paying the minimal. And that does not do you any benefit at all.
It doesn't. Don't you agree? Yeah, you're just paying the interest. So the majority of your money is going just towards that interest, which is not doing you any justice. And that's why you don't see your balance moving.
Right.
You're like, but I'm paying.
Coming to your door with a vanilla envelope.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, but I'm paying on it, but it's still the same. What's happening? That's interest.
Yes.
So
and so those who are just coming on, listening to the radio station, we have my friend Faith Giurlani here to talk to us about the rule of 72 and saving and living benefits.
Yes.
And so if you miss the first couple of minutes of it, we'll have this videotaped and I will get this uploaded because it's a wealth of information.
Also, there's a sign on the wall that says, "Remember, we are broadcasting from deep within the bowels of KNVC subterranean radio bunker."
Yes, we're in the bunker.
I read it earlier. That was funny.
Yes. So,
but yeah, I mean, it is extremely important to have your own financial situation evaluated. Do your own financial needs analysis. Find a representative that you can do that with. That's what I do for a living is I educate people on what is out there and what makes sense for them financially. So it really depends on the situation though, guys. I mean, some people can put more money away and want to. That means there's things out there for them that might not benefit others right now.
Well, the biggest thing that I heard was step one. And step one would be organize your finances.
Organize.
And then after you organize them, you can make cuts to them.
Correct.
And if you need some help, don't be afraid to ask for it because that's the starting point for you. You may not see the light in the tunnel just yet, but I'm telling you, as you start moving forward with your change in your financial status, you'll start seeing that light in the tunnel, and all you're going to see is a ear-to-ear smile. Yes. You really are,
and it really is the best thing about what we do is seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, putting a plan in place to get out of debt, and finally seeing, oh, I can be debt-free in 3 years. I thought I was stuck on this forever. But it's possible. It's just a matter of finding the right steps to make it happen. But then, I mean, that's where we go into protection, right? So what if something happens to you, but you have all this debt? That debt's going to go to your family. That is something that your family is now going to have to take on for you.
So it's not just about you.
It's not just about you. It's about everybody that has to deal with that debt. Right?
Yes.
So the reason why we do the financial needs analysis is also because you want to figure out how much coverage is actually needed. We don't want too much coverage, but we don't want too little coverage either. We want enough to pay off your mortgage, pay off all your debts, and leave your family with a little bit of money to live while they mourn, right? So that there's enough money to be able to give that protection. But having those living benefits on top of it means that if anything happens while you're living, now you have that protection for that as well. You're still having to pay your debts. They have not disappeared.
Nope.
You still got bills to pay and mouths to feed. So you still need that money coming in.
And you still get to go to that Capital One building for baseball or whatever because they have your money.
Exactly.
So it's the only way to describe it.
Yep, exactly. So very important to have that conversation and get into your financials.
Very important stuff here.
Yes.
And what was interesting, it's been a few weeks ago that I attended that Zoom training for kids.
Yes.
You know, I think starting at the age of 5, it was so interesting to see the faces on the kids who now know what compound interest is and what interest is and how interest is applied to a credit card. The looks on their faces said it all.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wow, the light bulb went on in their head. Yeah. You can see it as we're watching it on a Zoom. So that was very interesting to watch them. So, oh, I get it. I understand it.
And those kids want to save, and they see what the power of compounding interest can do, especially at a young age. Well, they give them allowances though.
Yeah.
So those kids have like $5 here and there, just like we were saying, $5 here and there towards your emergency fund. A little bit goes a long way.
It adds up.
So, I mean, if anybody needs help with that education or anything like that, we're more than happy to help in that situation and give the education individually.
Excellent.
But not sure if we're allowed to give out information on how to reach us, but I'm sure if we are, we will put it on YouTube. So
no, not at the station.
Yeah.
But, we have ways.
Yeah,
we have ways.
We have ways.
No,
but I
actually,
know that Mr. Phil has some stuff he wants to go over with y'all. So.
I do. It's about that time for the PSAs.
Okay.
Well, I will do my best. I'm not as good as CJ at reading these, but
hey, I got new glasses. I can almost read now.
CJ almost has eyeballs now. She's doing better. So starting this off with, let's see, we've got the Levitt Amp Carson City Music Series, and this is presented by Connection Central. And this is summer Saturday, 7 p.m. It's a free show at the BAC Outdoor Stage, and that would be Brewery Arts. For more information about that, you can go to the breweryarts.org. And let's see, coming up, what do we have left on here? We've got, it looks like we've got one thing.
Don't hand it to me.
We've got one thing left in this event. On August 23rd, we've got Bon Vivant. Did I say that right? Vivant? I don't know. NOLA Swing. So come check that out. 7 p.m. on what day? August 23rd. It says it right there. Okay. Sorry. See, I'm already crashing and burning right now. But
that's okay. You're doing fine.
I'm so nervous. Okay. So Connection Central. Connections more. Real people, real stories, real connections. Upcoming connections this will be our own Josh Hobson experiencing. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That one's overdue now too.
It's overdue.
It's overdue.
It's like a library book.
No, I'm gonna move on. All right. 2025 Annual Pine Nut Festival Battle of the Bands. That would be on September 9th. And on September 9th, or September 21st. I'm so sorry. This is really confusing me.
It's okay. Last minute reading.
On September 21st, the annual Pine Nut Festival will take place in Schurz, Nevada, on the Walker River Paiute Indian Reservation, about 90 minutes south of Carson City. It will include a battle of the bands with cash prizes for first, second, and third place finishers. All bands in the region are invited to compete. Original songs or song covers are acceptable. Sign up by email with jgtactical85@gmail.com, or you can phone Joshua at 775-316-0183. The Pine Nut Festival is a long-standing Nevada family event. Admission is $5 for adults. 10 to 18 years old is $3, and kids 9 and under are free. And then next up, we've got Kaboom Con 2, the kickoff to Halloween. September 19th through 21st, 2025, Carson City Community Center. And I know CJ was over there clapping about this.
Yes, it's a fun thing.
Tell us about this.
I can't. it is fun. Trust me.
Well, the art has some Ghostbusters guys on the front here.
Yes.
September 19th, 7 p.m. is movie night, Ghostbusters 2.
Maybe you can drag me there.
Maybe.
Rob won't drag me there.
My driving leg is still good by then. And September 20th at 7 p.m., Ghosts and Ghouls Masquerade Ball. Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yes.
And also on September 20th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and September 21st, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., they have cosplay contests, artist alley and vendor market, gaming room, art, activities, include raffles, panels, presentations, special guests, and surprises. If you would like to know more about this, you can go to KaboomCon. That's KABOOMCON.com.
Okay.
Okay, now we're getting serious now. The Carson Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, also known as CAMPO. You guys have heard me preaching about this one every time I put the paper up. CAMPO invites the public to participate in the Long Range Transportation Survey. The Carson Area Metropolitan Planning Organization is asking for the public's input as we begin to update our region's long-term transportation and transit plans. Campo area covers Carson City, Mound House, and Dayton in Lyon County, and Indian Hills and Johnson Lane in Douglas County. This survey will inform both the long-range regional transportation plan for the Campo area and the transit coordinated human services plan, a short-range and long-range plan for transit in the Campo area. These two plans are aimed at addressing the community's transportation needs and improving coordination between transportation providers and human service organizations. Your participation is essential to inform the transportation priorities in this region. For additional information, the Regional Transportation Plan and the Coordinated Human Services Plan, contact Kelly Norman at 775-283-7525 or email carsonareampo@carson.gov or visit carsonareampo.com. All right, I got time for my last one here. And last and certainly not least, the Judy Project. The Judy Project Animal Rescue and Sanctuary offers a safe and loving refuge for animals in distress that advocates for the rights and well-being while fostering a culture of empathy through community involvement and education. The project rescues, rehabilitates, and cares for abandoned, abused, and neglected animals, providing them for an opportunity for a new and fulfilling life. The community is invited to join this vital cause. Together, we envision a world where all animals are cherished, treated with compassion, and given the respect they deserve. You can contact them at thejudyproject2, that's the number 2, at gmail.com, or you can visit them in person, 400 Main Street, Dayton, Nevada. Just listen for the peacocks. And that wraps up our PSAs.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Phil. I know looking at these flyers are kind of hard, but you know what? I can't see them.
You always do a better job of this. I'm learning. We're doing good. So in our last 30 seconds, if I could hijack the radio just once more.
Okay.
I just got done at the County Commissioners meeting in Yerington. Desert Pigs was awarded with a community service award that was hand carved by Yerington High School students. And it was amazing. I loved it. I handed it off to one of our pigs out there, Vince, who brings in the biggest trailer, and that's going to hang on his wall. So thank you, Lyon County, for that. And also, we will be assisting the Sea Hill Foundation in early October to retire and replace the American flag above the sea on Sea Hill. So.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's going to be a fun thing.
When is that going to happen?
It's early October. They're still working out the details of that, but I will post that everywhere as soon as I get that information. And we're going to need, of course, some folks with some 4x4s and muscles to get up there and help us out. So
cool.
I'm giving you guys lots of early warning on that. Other than that, for pigs, we've got Fernley coming up on the 30th. If you guys want to come out and help us out with that, we'd love to have you.
Any blood drives?
No blood drive scheduled. Our last Yerington blood drive was fairly successful. Looks like we had a few people that didn't qualify when they tried to get in. So we ended up, I believe, with 9 units.
Well, that's good.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So it was worth driving the bus to Yerington for that, I believe. So.
Well, Faith, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enlightened everyone, because I know you did, because you're the perfect person to talk about this kind of stuff. You know, that really delicate stuff.
Thank you.
It's not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Cool.
So.
And how much more time do we have left?
We're out. See you guys.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Rough.
And so we're off the air now, right?
Officially.
Good. So we had our radio show at the new location, and of course I think it was maybe a week behind for me after being sick. And so you hear the radio station behind us, and thank you for attending, and we hope to see you next week. Okay, bye.
Oh, I'm still recording.